What if respect isn't something you earn but something you embody? Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." What he's pointing to is a truth that Stoicism has emphasized for centuries. Respect doesn't come from seeking approval or trying to impress others. Instead, it flows naturally from the way you carry yourself, the principles you live by, and the strength of your inner character. In this video, we'll explore how Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on internal virtues like presence, integrity, and emotional resilience, and how these qualities effortlessly draw respect without the need for striving or validation. Think of it as a quiet confidence that speaks louder than words, a way of being that commands admiration without demanding it. So, if you've ever felt like you're working too hard to earn respect, this might just change the way you see it and yourself. Picture this: you're in a conversation, but your mind is elsewhere. Maybe you're scrolling through your phone, planning your next response, or thinking about your to-do list. Sound familiar? It's a common habit, but here's the thing. It's also one of the quickest ways to erode respect in any interaction. The Stoics understood this deeply. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, emphasized the importance of giving your full attention to the present moment. He believed that true power lies in being fully present, not just physically but mentally and emotionally. Seneca echoed this idea, writing, "When you are listening to someone, give them your whole attention. There is no better way to show respect. Think about the people in your life who truly listen when you speak. They're the ones you naturally respect, aren't they? Leaders who listen deeply, who are fully engaged in conversations, often inspire loyalty and admiration without even trying." So here's a question to consider. How often are you truly present in your daily interactions? Not just halfway there, but fully immersed, giving the moment and the person in front of you your undivided attention. It's a simple shift, but one that can transform how others see and respect you. Integrity isn't just a virtue, it's a way of life. For the Stoics, integrity was the cornerstone of a meaningful existence, a commitment to aligning your thoughts, words, and actions with truth and virtue. It's about being the same person in private as you are in public, free from contradictions and hidden agendas. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This simple yet profound advice captures the essence of Stoic integrity, living in harmony with your principles, regardless of external pressures or temptations. Take the example of Cato the Younger, a Roman senator known for his unwavering commitment to integrity. Even in the face of corruption and political turmoil, Cato refused to compromise his values. His reputation for honesty earned him immense respect, not because he sought it, but because his actions were consistent with his beliefs. People couldn't help but admire someone who lived so authentically, even when it was inconvenient or risky. So, what does this mean for us today? Integrity isn't about grand gestures or public displays of virtue. It's in the small, everyday decisions, keeping your word, admitting mistakes, and standing by your principles even when no one is watching. It's about building trust through consistency, one action at a time. Take a moment to reflect. Is there an area of your life where you could act with greater integrity? Maybe it's a promise you've been putting off or a habit you know doesn't align with your values. Start there, because when you live with integrity, respect isn't something you chase, it's something that naturally follows. How do you react when things don't go your way? It's a question that cuts to the heart of emotional resilience, one of the most powerful tools in Stoic philosophy. Think about it. When life throws curveballs, it's not what happens to us that defines us, but how we respond. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic teachers, put it simply, "Some things are within our control and some things are not." The key to resilience lies in focusing on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our emotions, while letting go of what we can't. This isn't just about staying calm, it's about cultivating a mindset that commands respect. Seneca, another Stoic master, once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." When you face challenges with grace and composure, you don't just survive, you thrive. And people notice. Take modern leaders, for example. Those who remain steady under pressure, who don't lash out or panic, inspire trust and confidence in others. Their resilience becomes a magnet for respect. Now, think about a recent challenge in your own life. How did you respond emotionally? Did you let frustration take over, or did you approach it with calm and clarity? The way you handle adversity isn't just a reflection of your character. It's a skill you can develop, one that can transform how others see you. Emotional resilience isn't about being unshakable. It's about choosing stability over chaos, even when it's hard. And that's what makes it so deeply respected. Respect often comes when you stop chasing it. This might sound counterintuitive, but in the Stoic philosophy, there's a profound truth here. Respect isn't something you can demand or earn through sheer force of will. It's a natural byproduct of how you carry yourself and where you place your focus. One of the key Stoic teachings is the art of detachment from outcomes. Instead of obsessing over how others perceive you or whether you achieve a specific result, Stoicism encourages you to pour your energy into the effort itself, into doing your best regardless of what follows. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, often reflected on this idea. He wrote about the importance of accepting what lies beyond our control while pouring our full attention into what we can influence: our actions, our intentions, our character. This mindset allows you to act with integrity and poise, qualities that naturally draw respect from others. When you're not clinging to external validation, you exude confidence and authenticity. Epictetus, another great Stoic thinker, put it this way: "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." This simple yet powerful advice encapsulates the essence of detachment. Imagine an athlete who steps onto the field, not fixated on the scoreboard or the cheers of the crowd, but fully immersed in the game itself. Win or lose, they perform with dedication and grace. That kind of presence and focus commands respect, not because they're seeking it, but because their commitment to their craft shines through. So, how can you apply this in your own life? Think about a goal or pursuit where you've been overly attached to the outcome. What would it look like to shift your focus to the effort itself, to the process rather than the prize? When you detach from the need for specific results, you free yourself to act with clarity and purpose. And in doing so, you might just find that respect comes to you more naturally than ever before. What does true humility look like in a world obsessed with self-promotion? In Stoic philosophy, humility isn't about diminishing yourself. It's about understanding your place in the grand scheme of things. The Stoics believed that arrogance and self-importance are illusions, distractions from the truth that we are all part of something much larger. Seneca once warned, "The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today." In other words, arrogance blinds us to the present moment and the realities of our limitations. Take Socrates, for example. He famously said, "I know that I know nothing." This wasn't a confession of ignorance, but a profound act of humility. By acknowledging the limits of his knowledge, Socrates opened himself to learning, growth, and genuine connection with others. His humility didn't make him weak, it made him wise, and that wisdom earned him respect that lasted centuries. Think about your own life. Can you recall a moment when humility helped you connect with someone or navigate a difficult situation? Maybe it was admitting you didn't have all the answers or stepping back to let someone else shine. These small acts of humility often leave a lasting impression, not because they're flashy, but because they're real. In a world that often rewards loud voices and staged confidence, humility stands out as a quiet strength, a virtue that doesn't demand respect but earns it effortlessly. Self-discipline is the foundation of respect. It's not just about controlling your actions but mastering your desires and impulses, a principle deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic teachers, often emphasized that true freedom comes from the ability to govern ourselves. He believed that without self-discipline, we're slaves to our emotions and external circumstances, unable to act with integrity or consistency. Marcus Aurelius echoed this idea, writing in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This strength, born of self-control, naturally commands respect because it reflects a person's ability to rise above chaos and stay anchored in their values. Think about the people you admire most. Chances are they're individuals who exhibit self-discipline, those who show up consistently, keep their word, and handle challenges with calm resolve. Their ability to delay gratification, stay focused on long-term goals, and remain composed under pressure inspires trust and admiration. It's not about being perfect or rigid. It's about demonstrating a commitment to personal growth and responsibility. For example, consider a leader who consistently meets deadlines, maintains a healthy lifestyle, and stays calm in high-pressure situations. Their discipline doesn't go unnoticed. It builds credibility and respect without them having to demand it. This kind of respect isn't earned through grand gestures or loud declarations, but through the quiet, steady practice of self-mastery. So, what's one habit in your life that could benefit from a little more self-discipline? Whether it's managing your time better, staying consistent with a goal, or controlling impulsive reactions, small steps toward self-discipline can have a ripple effect. As you strengthen this skill, you'll find that respect follows, not because you're seeking it, but because it's a natural response to the way you carry yourself. The Stoics remind us that self-discipline isn't about restriction, it's about empowerment. And when you empower yourself, others can't help but take notice. We often change ourselves to fit in, but at what cost? It's a question worth asking, especially in a world where external validation can feel like the ultimate goal. Stoicism offers a different perspective, one that encourages us to prioritize authenticity over approval. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, wrote extensively about the importance of staying true to oneself. He believed that when we seek to please others at the expense of our own values, we lose something far more valuable: our integrity. In his words, a man who is master of himself can end a sorrow as easily as he can invent a pleasure. This isn't about rejecting others, but about understanding that true respect and connection come from being genuine, not from conforming to expectations. Think about the people who inspire you most. Chances are, it's not the ones who try to be everything to everyone, but those who stand firm in who they are. Authentic leaders, for example, often inspire deeper loyalty and trust because they aren't chasing approval. They're acting from a place of conviction. This isn't just about leadership, though. It's a principle that applies to every aspect of life. When we let go of the need to be liked by everyone, we free ourselves to live more fully and meaningfully. So, how can you bring more authenticity into your daily life? Start by reflecting on the moments when you feel most aligned with your values. Are there areas where you're compromising who you are for the sake of fitting in? Small steps like speaking your truth or honoring your priorities can make a big difference. Remember, authenticity isn't about being perfect, it's about being real. And in a world that often rewards conformity, being real is a quiet act of courage. How do you react when someone criticizes you? It's a natural instinct to feel defensive or hurt, but Stoicism offers a different perspective, one that can transform criticism into an opportunity for growth. The Stoic philosophers, particularly Epictetus, emphasize that it's not the criticism itself that disturbs us, but our judgment of it. When we interpret criticism as a personal attack, we close ourselves off to valuable feedback. But if we view it as a chance to learn, we not only improve ourselves but also earn the respect of those around us. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth by which no one was ever truly harmed." This mindset shifts the focus from defending our ego to seeking truth and improvement. Constructive criticism, even when it feels uncomfortable, can be a powerful tool for self-awareness. Think of it like sharpening a blade. The friction may feel unpleasant, but it's what makes the edge effective. Consider this example. Imagine you're working on a project and a colleague points out a flaw in your approach. Instead of reacting with frustration, take a moment to assess their feedback. Is there merit to it? Could their perspective help you refine your work? By responding with curiosity rather than defensiveness, you not only enhance the project but also demonstrate humility and openness, qualities that naturally command respect. So, the next time you face criticism, pause and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this feedback to grow? This simple shift in perspective can turn a potentially tense moment into a stepping stone for both personal and professional development. Patience is not passive, it's a powerful virtue. In Stoic philosophy, patience isn't about waiting idly but enduring life's challenges with grace and resilience. Seneca, one of Stoicism's great thinkers, emphasized that patience is the ability to face adversity without complaint, to accept what we cannot change, and to act wisely within the bounds of our control. It's not weakness, it's strength in stillness. Epictetus put it this way, "No great thing is created suddenly." This reminds us that true respect and influence are built over time, not in a single moment. Think about the mentors or leaders you've admired most. Chances are they weren't the ones who demanded attention or rushed to assert their authority. Instead, they likely earned respect through their calm, steady presence. They listened more than they spoke, offered guidance without impatience, and maintained their composure even in difficult situations. This is the essence of Stoic patience, a virtue that doesn't seek immediate validation but grows steadily, like a tree deepening its roots. Consider a time when impatience led to a missed opportunity or a strained relationship. Maybe you reacted too quickly to a misunderstanding or gave up on a project before it could bear fruit. Now, imagine how patience might have shifted that outcome. What kind of respect or connection could have been built if you'd approached it with a Stoic mindset? Patience isn't just about waiting, it's about creating space for understanding, growth, and trust to flourish. By embracing patience, we align ourselves with the natural rhythm of life. We stop trying to force outcomes and instead focus on what we can control, our own actions and attitudes. Over time, this approach not only earns respect but also cultivates a deeper sense of inner peace. After all, the most enduring forms of influence are those that come from a place of quiet strength. How often do you take a moment to truly express gratitude? In a world that often pushes us to chase more, Stoicism offers a grounding practice, appreciating what we already have. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's most respected leaders, often reflected on gratitude in his meditations, reminding himself of the abundance in his life even amidst challenges. He wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." This isn't just poetic advice, it's a practical tool for cultivating respect and deepening relationships. Stoic gratitude isn't about ignoring hardships, but about shifting focus to the good that exists even in difficult times. Seneca, another prominent Stoic, once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." When we embrace this mindset, we naturally become more present, grounded, and appreciative of others' qualities that inspire respect and loyalty. Think about a leader who takes the time to acknowledge the efforts of their team. That simple act of gratitude doesn't just build morale, it fosters trust and connection. So let's take this into your own life. What are 3 things you're grateful for today? It could be as simple as a warm cup of coffee, a kind word from a friend, or the chance to learn something new. By practicing gratitude, you not only enrich your own perspective, but also strengthen your relationships with those around you. It's a small step with a profound impact. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing. In a world that often equates influence with speaking up, Stoicism offers a counterintuitive yet profound approach, the art of thoughtful silence. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, taught that our words have power, but so does our ability to hold them back. He believed that silence could be a shield, protecting us from unnecessary conflict and preserving our inner peace. It's not about withholding your voice out of fear, but about choosing when to speak with intention and when to let stillness speak for you. Marcus Aurelius echoed this sentiment, writing, "You don't have to turn this into something. It doesn't have to upset you." His words remind us that silence can be a form of strength, a way to rise above the noise and avoid being drawn into petty disputes. Think about it. How often have you seen an argument escalate because someone couldn't resist responding in the heat of the moment? Silence, in those instances, can be a reset button, de-escalating tension and creating space for clarity. Consider a scenario where someone tries to provoke you with harsh words. Instead of firing back, you pause, breathe, and remain silent. In that moment, you're not just avoiding conflict, you're demonstrating control over your emotions and earning respect through your composure. It's a subtle but powerful way to show that your self-worth isn't tied to external validation or the need to always have the last word. So when might silence serve you better than words? Reflect on moments where speaking up might feel instinctive, but staying quiet could lead to a better outcome. Perhaps it's when emotions are running high, or when your words might only add fuel to the fire. Silence, when used wisely, isn't a sign of weakness, it's a mark of wisdom and self-mastery, a tool for earning respect without saying a single word. What matters more, who you are or what others think of you? This is a question that Stoicism challenges us to confront head-on. The Stoics believed that our self-worth should never hinge on the fleeting opinions of others. Instead, they taught us to focus on cultivating a strong, virtuous character because that's where true respect and fulfillment are found. Seneca once wrote that reputation is like a shadow. It follows us, but it doesn't define us. What truly matters is the substance of who we are, not the impression we leave behind. Epictetus put it this way: if you wish to improve, be content to appear clueless or stupid in extraneous matters. In other words, don't let the fear of looking foolish or the desire for approval dictate your actions. When you prioritize your character over your reputation, you build something far more enduring, respect that isn't easily shaken by external circumstances. Think about it. When someone consistently acts with integrity, kindness, and humility, people notice. They may not always say it out loud, but that kind of authenticity leaves a lasting impact. Here's a simple yet powerful way to apply this. The next time you're faced with a decision, ask yourself, am I doing this because it's the right thing or because I want to be seen in a certain way? This small shift in perspective can help you align your actions with your values rather than the opinions of others. Take a moment to reflect. How much of your self-worth is tied to what people think of you? And what might change if you focused more on who you truly are rather than how you're perceived? The Stoics remind us that a life built on character is a life well-lived, one that earns respect not through effort but through authenticity. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting despite it. Stoicism teaches us that courage is one of the 4 cardinal virtues, essential for living a life of integrity and purpose. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on the necessity of facing challenges with resolve, even when fear creeps in. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Courage, in the Stoic sense, isn't about recklessness or bravado, but about confronting what scares us with calm determination. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, offers a powerful perspective on this virtue. He said, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." This reminds us that courage isn't always grand or dramatic. Sometimes it's found in the small, everyday moments where we choose to persevere despite uncertainty or hardship. Think about the leaders who inspire us most. Their ability to make tough decisions, stand by their principles, and face adversity head-on is precisely what earns them respect. It's not about being fearless, it's about showing up and doing what needs to be done, even when it's difficult. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Is there a situation where you could act with more courage? Perhaps it's standing up for someone, pursuing a goal you've been hesitant to chase, or simply facing a personal fear. When you act with courage, even in small ways, you not only grow stronger but also inspire those around you. Respect, in this sense, becomes a natural byproduct of living with bravery and authenticity. It's not something you chase, it's something you embody. How often are you truly aware of your actions? It's a simple question, but one that reveals a profound truth. Respect often begins with presence. Stoicism teaches us that mindfulness isn't just about being calm or focused, it's about fully engaging with the present moment, free from distraction or judgment. Epictetus once said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This is mindfulness in action, a deliberate choice to align your thoughts, words, and actions with intention. Marcus Aurelius echoed this idea, reminding us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." When we practice mindfulness, we take control of our mental space, allowing us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. This is where respect naturally grows. Think about a conversation where someone truly listened to you without interrupting or jumping to conclusions. That level of attentiveness doesn't just feel good, it commands respect. Here's a practical way to bring this into your life. In your next conversation, try to be fully present. Listen not just to respond, but to understand. Notice the tone of your voice, the words you choose, and the energy you bring. This kind of mindful communication creates a space where respect flows effortlessly. So take a moment to reflect. How can you bring more mindfulness into your daily interactions? Start small and watch how it transforms the way others see and respond to you. Kindness is not weakness, it's strength in action. From a Stoic perspective, kindness isn't about seeking approval or trying to please others. It's a natural expression of your inner virtue. Seneca once wrote that true kindness stems from a place of self-assurance and clarity, not from a need to be liked. When you act with kindness, you're demonstrating that you're secure enough to extend goodwill without expecting anything in return. Epictetus put it this way: "What is the fruit of these teachings? Tranquility, fearlessness, and freedom. Freedom from needing to control others, freedom from resentment, and freedom to act with sincerity." Kindness, in this sense, is a reflection of your inner freedom. Think about it this way: small acts of kindness, like offering a genuine compliment or helping someone without making a show of it, build trust over time. These gestures signal that you're grounded in your principles and unshaken by external pressures. They show that you value others not for what they can do for you, but simply because it's the right thing to do. And here's the thing people notice: they see consistency in your actions and respect you for it, not because you demanded their respect, but because you earned it through your character. So take a moment to reflect. How can you incorporate more kindness into your daily interactions? It doesn't have to be grand gestures. It could be as simple as listening more intently, offering encouragement, or choosing patience when frustration arises. Each act is a step toward embodying the Stoic virtue of kindness and, in turn, toward earning respect naturally and authentically. What makes a leader truly respected? Is it their charisma, their authority, or something deeper? For the Stoics, the answer lies not in external displays of power, but in the quiet strength of character. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's most revered leaders, embodied this truth. In his Meditations, he wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." This simple yet profound idea underscores the Stoic belief that leadership begins with personal integrity. It's not about demanding respect, but earning it through consistent, virtuous action. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, echoed this sentiment when he said, "A great leader's legacy is not in what they achieve for themselves, but in what they inspire others to achieve." This highlights the Stoic focus on serving others rather than seeking personal glory. Imagine a leader who leads by example, someone who remains calm in crisis, treats others with fairness, and acts with humility. These qualities naturally inspire loyalty and respect because they reflect an inner discipline that others admire. Think about how this applies in your own life. Whether you're managing a team, guiding a family, or simply leading by influence, the Stoic approach reminds us that true leadership is about showing up with authenticity and purpose. It's about doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. How can you embody these principles in your daily interactions? How can your actions inspire those around you to rise to their best selves? Leadership, in the Stoic sense, is not a title, it's a way of being. And when you embrace this mindset, respect follows effortlessly. Wisdom isn't just knowledge, it's knowing how to live well. The Stoics saw wisdom not as an abstract intellectual pursuit, but as a practical guide to navigating life with clarity and purpose. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic teachers, emphasized that wisdom is about understanding what is within our control and what isn't, a principle that transforms how we approach challenges and relationships. Marcus Aurelius put it beautifully when he wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In other words, wisdom shapes not just what we know, but who we are. It's this depth of understanding that naturally commands respect. Think about the mentors or leaders you've admired most. Chances are they weren't just intelligent or skilled, they were wise. They knew when to speak, when to listen, and how to guide others with humility and insight. Their wisdom made them approachable yet deeply respected. So here's a question to reflect on. What's one piece of wisdom that has profoundly shaped your life? It might be a lesson from a parent, a teacher, or even a moment of personal realization. Wisdom, after all, is the quiet force that leaves a lasting impression, not because it demands attention, but because it quietly earns it. How often do you pause to reflect on your actions? The Stoics believed that self-reflection wasn't just a casual habit. It was a cornerstone of living a meaningful and respected life. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, wrote extensively about the importance of daily self-examination. He suggested that each evening we should review our day, asking ourselves questions like, what did I do well? Where could I improve? This practice isn't about self-criticism, it's about growth and clarity. Epictetus once said, "First, say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do." This simple yet powerful idea reminds us that reflection isn't just about looking back, it's about setting intentions for who we want to become. When we take the time to understand our actions and motivations, we gain a deeper sense of self-awareness. And here's the thing, self-aware individuals naturally inspire trust and respect. Why? Because they're not just reacting to life, they're thoughtfully choosing how to respond. Think about someone you admire. chances are they're someone who seems grounded, intentional, and in tune with themselves. That's the power of self-reflection. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. So here's a challenge for you. Carve out just a few minutes each day to reflect. It could be in the morning before you start your day, or in the evening as you wind down. Ask yourself those Stoic questions: what went well, what could be better, and see how it transforms not just how others see you, but how you see yourself. Generosity is not about giving things, it's about giving of yourself. In Stoicism, generosity flows from a sense of inner abundance, a belief that you have enough to share with others. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on this in his meditations, emphasizing that true generosity stems from a mindset of gratitude and self-sufficiency. Seneca echoed this sentiment, writing, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." What he's getting at is that generosity isn't measured by the size of the gift, but by the willingness to act from a place of compassion. Think about the most respected leaders in history. Many of them were known not just for their achievements, but for their generosity. They gave their time, attention, and support freely, which earned them loyalty and admiration. So, how can you embody this kind of generosity in your own life? Start small. Offer your time to someone who needs to talk, share your knowledge with someone eager to learn, or simply be present for those around you. These acts, rooted in genuine care, can leave a lasting impact and naturally earn the respect of others. How do you handle disagreements? Do you react with anger, or do you pause and approach the situation with calm and reason? Stoicism offers a powerful framework for navigating conflict in a way that not only preserves your peace of mind but also earns you respect. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This principle is especially relevant when disagreements arise. Instead of letting emotions dictate your response, Stoicism teaches us to step back, assess the situation objectively, and act with intention. Marcus Aurelius echoed this sentiment, writing, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." In other words, responding to conflict with patience and understanding, rather than matching anger with anger, shows strength of character. Think about it: when someone loses their temper and you remain composed, who earns the respect of those around you? For instance, imagine a heated discussion at work. Instead of escalating the tension, you listen actively, acknowledge the other person's perspective, and respond thoughtfully. Not only does this resolve the issue more effectively, but it also demonstrates maturity and earns you admiration. So, the next time you find yourself in a disagreement, ask yourself, how can I approach this more stoically? What would it look like to respond with calm and reason, even when emotions run high? Consistency is the hallmark of character. In the Stoic tradition, this principle isn't just about doing the same thing over and over, it's about aligning your actions with your deepest values, even when the world around you is chaotic. Seneca once wrote that a person's true self is revealed not in moments of ease, but in the steadfastness of their choices during adversity. It's this unwavering alignment between what you believe and how you behave that earns the respect of others. Epictetus put it succinctly when he said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Consistency isn't flashy, but it's powerful. Think about how trust is built not through grand gestures, but through small, reliable actions repeated over time. When people see that you're someone who keeps your word, who stays true to your principles even when it's inconvenient, they naturally begin to respect you. So take a moment to reflect. How consistent are you in your own life? Do your actions reflect your values even when it's hard? Because the truth is, respect isn't something you demand, it's something you earn, one consistent choice at a time. What do you cling to that you can't control? It's a question that strikes at the heart of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics taught us that the key to inner peace and earning genuine respect lies in focusing only on what's within our power. Epictetus put it plainly, some things are up to us and some things are not up to us. When we waste energy on the uncontrollable, we not only frustrate ourselves but also risk projecting insecurity or desperation to others. True strength comes from recognizing what's beyond our grasp and redirecting our efforts to what we can influence. Marcus Aurelius offered a timeless reminder: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Think about grudges, for instance. Holding on to resentment might feel justified, but it often speaks more about our own inability to move forward than the person who wronged us. When we let go of grudges, we demonstrate emotional maturity and self-mastery, qualities that naturally command respect. It's not about excusing harmful behavior, it's about freeing ourselves from the weight of bitterness. So, what's one thing you can release today? Is it a stubborn belief that others should act a certain way, or perhaps an outcome you've been obsessing over? By practicing this Stoic principle, you'll not only find greater peace within yourself, but also project a calm, grounded presence that others admire. Letting go isn't a sign of weakness, it's a testament to your strength. Honesty is the foundation of trust, and trust is the bedrock of respect. In Stoic philosophy, honesty isn't just about telling the truth, it's about aligning your words with your innermost values and the reality of the world around you. Seneca, one of the great Stoic thinkers, often emphasized that honesty is a reflection of integrity. He wrote that the first thing philosophy promises is the feeling of fellowship, of belonging to mankind and truth. When we speak honestly, we honor that fellowship, fostering genuine connections and earning the respect of those around us. Epictetus, another Stoic luminary, put it succinctly: if you wish to be a writer, write. In other words, if you wish to be honest, act honestly. It's a straightforward yet profound reminder that honesty isn't just a thought, it's a practice. Consider the example of honest leaders throughout history. Their transparency and commitment to truth have inspired loyalty and admiration, even in the face of adversity. People naturally gravitate toward those who speak and act with sincerity because honesty breeds confidence and reliability. So, how can you cultivate this virtue in your own life? Begin by examining the small moments where honesty might feel inconvenient or uncomfortable. Is there a conversation you've been avoiding or a truth you've been sidestepping? Reflect on how aligning your words with your actions might shift the way others perceive you, and more importantly, how it might deepen your own sense of self-respect. Honesty isn't just about how others see you, it's about how you see yourself. When you commit to truth, you live in harmony with your values, and that's where true respect begins. How do you respond to life's challenges? It's a question worth asking because adversity has a way of revealing who we truly are. Stoicism teaches us to see these moments not as obstacles but as opportunities, chances to grow, to strengthen our character, and to earn respect through our resilience. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's greatest voices, wrote in his Meditations that the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In other words, the challenges we face aren't just hurdles, they're the very tools we need to build a life of meaning and purpose. Seneca echoed this idea when he said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." Think about that for a moment. Just as lifting weights builds muscle, facing adversity builds mental and emotional strength. And here's the key: when we approach challenges with calmness, clarity, and determination, we naturally inspire respect from others. People notice when someone can handle pressure with grace, when they don't crumble under stress or lash out in frustration. It's a quiet kind of power that speaks volumes. Take, for example, someone who loses their job unexpectedly. It's a devastating moment, no doubt. But instead of giving in to despair, they choose to see it as a chance to pivot, to learn new skills, or to pursue a long-held dream. Over time, as they rebuild their life, they don't just regain stability, they become a source of inspiration for others. Their resilience doesn't just change their own story, it shifts how others see them. That's the power of facing adversity with a Stoic mindset. So, what about you? How can you reframe the challenges you're facing right now? Think about the moments in your life when things didn't go as planned. What did those experiences teach you? How can you use them to become stronger, wiser, and more grounded? It's not about pretending that adversity doesn't hurt. It's about choosing to see it as a teacher, a guide, and ultimately, a stepping stone toward becoming the best version of yourself. Empathy is seeing the world through another's eyes, a principle deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed that understanding others' perspectives wasn't just a moral duty but a pathway to genuine respect. Epictetus once taught that we must look beyond our own experiences to truly grasp the struggles and joys of those around us. This act of stepping into someone else's shoes fosters connection, trust, and ultimately admiration. Marcus Aurelius echoed this idea, writing, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Empathy, in this sense, becomes a source of inner strength that radiates outward, influencing how others see and respond to us. Think about the most respected leaders you've encountered. Chances are they weren't just skilled or intelligent. They were empathetic, they listened, acknowledged others' feelings, and acted with understanding, even in challenging situations. This ability to connect on a human level builds loyalty and respect within teams, families, and communities. It's not about agreeing with everyone or sacrificing your own values. It's about recognizing the shared humanity in others, even when their views differ from yours. Take a moment to reflect on how empathy shows up in your own life. Are there times when you could pause to consider someone else's perspective? How might that shift in approach deepen your relationships and earn you greater respect? By practicing empathy, you're not just adhering to Stoic principles, you're creating a ripple effect of understanding that can transform how you're perceived. What can you let go of to live more simply? This question lies at the heart of Stoic philosophy, which teaches us that simplicity isn't just about owning fewer possessions. It's about freeing ourselves from distractions and focusing on what truly matters. Seneca, one of the great Stoic thinkers, often emphasized the power of living with less. He believed that by stripping away the unnecessary, we create space for clarity, purpose, and inner peace. As he wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." This idea challenges us to rethink our relationship with material things and recognize that true wealth lies in contentment. Epictetus also offered timeless wisdom on this topic, saying, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." These words remind us that simplicity isn't about deprivation, it's about aligning our lives with what's essential. When we live simply, we project a sense of self-assurance and focus that others can't help but admire. Think about it. Those who aren't constantly chasing the next big thing tend to radiate a quiet confidence. They're grounded, intentional, and less swayed by external pressures. This kind of presence naturally commands respect. Let's take an example from everyday life. Imagine someone who spends hours scrolling through social media, comparing their life to others and feeling overwhelmed by the noise. Now picture someone who limits their screen time, focuses on meaningful relationships, and spends their energy on activities that bring them joy. Who do you think appears more composed and respected? The difference isn't just in their actions, it's in the mindset behind them. Simplicity fosters clarity, and clarity fosters respect. Now take a moment to reflect on your own life. What areas feel cluttered or overwhelming? Could you let go of some commitments, possessions, or habits that no longer serve you? Simplifying doesn't mean giving up everything you enjoy. It means making intentional choices that align with your values. By embracing simplicity, you're not just lightening your load, you're stepping into a way of living that inspires others and earns their respect. Perseverance is the quiet power behind success. It's not about grand gestures or loud declarations, but the steady, unwavering commitment to keep moving forward even when the path is tough. In Stoicism, perseverance is seen as a virtue because it embodies the ability to endure challenges with resolve and grace. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on the importance of staying grounded and persistent, no matter the obstacles. He wrote, "The obstacle is the way," reminding us that challenges are not roadblocks but opportunities to strengthen our character and deepen our resolve. Seneca, too, emphasized the value of perseverance. He once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." This idea highlights that perseverance isn't just about pushing through, it's about growing stronger and more capable with every step. When we persevere, we not only achieve our goals but also inspire those around us. Think about someone who's faced a challenge head-on, refusing to give up despite the odds. Their quiet determination often earns respect because it shows strength of character and an unshakable commitment to their purpose. Take, for example, a person who's building a business from the ground up. They face setbacks, financial pressures, and moments of doubt, but they keep going. Their perseverance doesn't just lead to success, it becomes a testament to their resilience, earning the admiration of peers and colleagues. It's this kind of quiet, consistent effort that leaves a lasting impression, proving that respect isn't about trying too hard but about staying true to your path, no matter what. Now think about a time in your own life when perseverance paid off. Maybe it was a project, a personal goal, or even a relationship that required patience and effort. How did pushing through that challenge shape you? What did it teach you about your own strength? Perseverance isn't just about the outcome, it's about the growth that happens along the way. And in that growth, we often find the respect we weren't even seeking. What makes a relationship truly respectful? Is it the way we communicate, the actions we take, or the intentions we carry? Stoicism offers a profound lens through which we can approach relationships, emphasizing mutual respect and understanding as the foundation of any meaningful connection. Epictetus once reminded us that we cannot control how others behave, but we can control how we respond. This simple yet powerful idea shifts the focus inward, encouraging us to cultivate virtues like patience, empathy, and integrity in our interactions with others. Marcus Aurelius, in his Reflections, wrote, "What is not good for the swarm is not good for the bee." This metaphor beautifully captures the Stoic view of relationships as interdependent and harmonious. When we act with respect and consideration, we contribute to the well-being of the entire swarm, fostering stronger, more resilient bonds. Imagine a disagreement with a close friend or partner. Instead of reacting defensively, Stoicism teaches us to pause, reflect, and choose a response rooted in understanding rather than ego. This approach not only resolves conflicts more effectively, but also deepens trust and respect over time. Take, for example, a situation where someone close to you expresses frustration or disappointment. By applying Stoic principles, you might first acknowledge their feelings without judgment, then respond with kindness and clarity, even if their emotions are challenging. This doesn't mean suppressing your own needs, rather, it's about balancing self-respect with respect for the other person. It's a practice that strengthens the relationship while aligning with Stoic virtues. As you reflect on your own relationships, consider this. How can you bring more intentionality and respect into your interactions? What small shifts in your approach might lead to greater harmony and understanding? Stoicism isn't about perfection, it's about progress. By embodying these principles, we not only improve our relationships but also grow as individuals, creating a ripple effect of respect and goodwill in every connection we nurture. Humor is a bridge, not a weapon. In Stoic philosophy, humor isn't about belittling others or making jokes at someone's expense. Instead, it's a tool for connection, a way to ease tension and build rapport. Seneca often wrote about the power of laughter to foster goodwill and understanding. He saw humor as a means to navigate life's challenges with grace, not as a way to dominate or mock others. Epictetus, too, offered wisdom on this, reminding us that to laugh at the world is to win it over without a fight. Think about the leaders you admire. Chances are they've mastered the art of lightheartedness. A well-timed joke or a gentle smile can disarm even the most skeptical audience, creating an atmosphere of trust and respect. But here's the key: humor in the Stoic sense is never at the expense of others. It's about finding joy in the absurdity of life and inviting others to share in that perspective. So, how can you use humor more effectively? Consider the tone and timing, and always aim to uplift rather than undermine. When humor is used wisely, it becomes a subtle yet powerful way to earn respect without ever trying too hard. To wrap things up, let's revisit the heart of Stoic philosophy and how it effortlessly cultivates respect. Presence, integrity, and resilience, these aren't just lofty ideals, they're practical tools for living. When you embody presence, you show up fully in every moment, giving others your undivided attention. That alone speaks volumes. Integrity, the alignment of your actions with your values, builds trust without you having to prove a thing. And resilience, the ability to face challenges with calm strength, quietly inspires admiration. Notice something: none of these require chasing approval or bending over backward to impress. Respect flows naturally when your life reflects these virtues. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." It's a simple yet profound reminder that respect isn't earned through words or grand gestures, but through the quiet, consistent practice of virtue. So, what's one Stoic principle you can focus on today? Maybe it's being more present in conversations or standing firm in your integrity even when it's inconvenient. Small, intentional steps can lead to profound changes, not just in how others see you, but in how you see yourself. If this approach to earning respect resonated with you, consider joining our community. Hit that subscribe button for more insights on living a Stoic life. Together, we can explore how ancient wisdom can guide us in modern times. Thank you for watching, and remember, respect isn't something you chase. It's something you embody.